Hello, and welcome to our mapping session. Today we're going to look at base maps and talk about the 3 overlays that we expect you all to work on for next month's class, and that is a zone map, a sector map, and a water and utilities map. And these are going to be tissue paper, which you'll see as I flip them over, that are going over your base map. So we asked many of you to get a map that looks something like this. This is what you're going to use for your overlays. What I'm showing you today is a base map that the students made. Don't worry about that yet. You are just going to do your zone, sector, water, and utility overlays over the map that you were able to produce. So what we have here is a base map for a guest house that was part of a design project at my mom's place out in Marshall. And I am going to flip over the first overlay, which is water and utilities. So having a table over here, or a, what is this called? A key is really helpful. If you see the base map shining through, we've got a shed, we've got the main house, and some trees that are not moving. They indicated a bushy slope, which is really helpful. And then the arrows are showing the way the water moves off of all of these slopes. And these big arrows make it really easy to see. Then we've also got the electric that's coming off of the road, right? So this is the road. This is the main road. Utilities going to the house, and then the utilities going through the property up to another house. We have the propane tank, which is important because it needs to be filled. So when we're thinking about our design, how is the propane truck getting to refill it? And then where our well and piping is really important. So well, and then we have some drainage here to this creek. And then the air conditioning unit is there. And this is not the only utilities. These are just the utilities as they pertain to this particular site. So you might have more utilities and you might have less utilities. And now I'm going to flip over our next map. This is the sectors. So if you can remember, some of them are for this particular site are neighbors and dogs, parking, the well, the water flood, the view sector. And personally, I find the way of doing sectors this way quite confusing. What it means is this is our zone 1, and so where neighbors and dogs might come from is from here. Where the parking is happening is here. This is not the only way to do a sector map. I'm going to show you one in a book here as well that will give you another idea of what that looks like. This is a different version of this one. I find that arrows are super helpful so this is breezes coming in the summer. These are winter winds coming in, so it's showing directly how it's impacting the zone 1. That is also not the only other way to do it. Don't look at this one yet because it's the same as those. I will show you guys how I do my zones, which is not with these circles. For me, actually, I'll just show you on this base map right now. So if this is my base map, I might draw a person. I might draw multiple people as like walking onto the site. I might draw deer or write deer as coming through from the trees and the creeks, and you could actually show their path. So instead of just one arrow towards one point, you're actually showing the whole movement of a sector. And then for this house in particular, the great views are over here. So I would draw mountains or something that indicates the beauty of the view sector. And I will send you all a picture of some other ways that sectors have been drawn. And then lastly, to our zones. And so when you've looked in books before, they make the zones look like concentric circles, which I have yet to work on a property that has concentric circles. Oftentimes it looks a little bit more like this map. So zone 0 and zone 1 around the house. In this particular property, like this is zone 2, even though this is a front door. But people park here, which is nice because we can see that in our sector map shining through. Park here and go in this door. So that's why this became our zone 1. This up here is a flattened out area that they are saying is a B-lawn, but could be camping, could be an Airbnb, could be something else that makes it a zone 2. And then over here, which is not in the design yet, but that came of it, was a composting toilet and an outdoor shower. And then over here, we rarely go over here. We do some ramp harvesting, and that's about it. Trees and creeks, and then same thing over here. So those are our zone 5s. And please reach out if you have any questions. Thanks.